But see, that's the thing though. If everything was level, if you got the team built around the talents of the quarterback, the defense, and everything, and the way that Chicago is doing right now, everything level with the way that the quarterback position is going in the NFL now, which is more of an improvisational type thing. I mean, you've seen a lot of it. Seeing a lot of the scrambling type quarterbacks. You don't see a lot of pocket quarterbacks no more. I mean, Drake May is more of that pocket style quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He's not that mobile outside. He can run a little bit, but it's not like he can get away from those those faster, smaller, defenders and stuff like that. If I had to go with that, I'm probably gonna have to ride with Caleb Williams. Probably gonna have to ride with Caleb Williams, man. I'm gonna have to ride with him.
Get ready, because you're now listening to Water Cooler Talk. Covering everything sports and sports news. From the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, the pros, the collegiate level, and everything in between. If it's about sports, then we're about it. So keep it locked to the absolute coolest podcast. Now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Water Cooler Talk podcast, ladies and gentlemen, the coolest podcast in your ear. My name is Nick Frazier, and the other person you hear him, or the other person you see him. Tell them who you are, boss man.
Marcus Fitzpatrick, let's go. Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back around the water cooler. When you hear our voice, that means it's Wednesday. And it's back giving our perspective on sports, man. Marcus, how you feeling this week, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm good. I'm blessed to be around the water cooler with you, bro. How you?
I'm always doing great. Always doing great. Even when I'm tired, I'm always doing great. But it is what it is, man. We doing great, man. We here, man, back around the water cooler, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great week of sports. We're gonna talk about some of those topics in sports. Let's go ahead. We're gonna talk about the NCAA Final Four that's been set for both the men's and the women's. We're gonna talk about the NFL draft that's coming up in about 4 weeks. We're gonna talk about Joel Embiid, who may be on his way back to playing with the Sixers, and Caitlin Clark is the story in sports right now. So, of course, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk a little bit about her. But, man, Marcus, are you ready, though?
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what happens when you hear that crowd noise. It's time for us to go ahead and get this thing rolling. Let's get this game started. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how it works. You know the format. Let's go ahead and let's move to the first quarter. Let's go.
It's now time for the first quarter.
Woo, ladies and gentlemen, man, thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear, man. As always, if you're watching us on these YouTube streets, make sure you subscribe, like, and share the video. Use hashtag WCTPod. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. And if you still on Twitter, it's called X now. Follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23. And on Facebook, follow our Facebook page at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook. And as always, to everybody that loves the audio version, and if you like listening to us on the audio version, make sure you like, rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast, man. It helps us out, man. It helps us move up in the rankings so more people can listen to us and more people can find the Water Cooler Talk podcast on whatever podcast player that they listen to us on, whether that's Apple Podcasts, whether that's Google Podcasts, whether that's Spotify, whether that's iHeartRadio. Man, we appreciate y'all so much, man. Let's go ahead and let's get into the first topic, man. The NCAA Final Four is set for both the women's and the men's. Let's start off with the women's. UConn is going to face Iowa.
Yep.
And South Carolina is going to face NC State.
Yep.
Out of those two matchups, which one are you more interested in seeing?
Of course, Caitlin Clark against Paige Becker.
What?
I gotta see that. That's must-watch TV.
I agree, man.
I need my girl Paige to get it. I need my girl Paige to do her thing this year, man.
All right.
I'm a fan.
Is it a failure if Caitlin Clark does not win national? If she does not make it to the national championship games yet, is this season a failure for Iowa?
They ain't gonna say it is, but I will. I think all right. I take that back.
Okay, I'm about to
Okay,
say okay.
as the thing about it is, LSU was their national championship,
You think
but
so?
but because I think the favorite to win is South Carolina,
Of
obviously.
course, of course. Yeah.
So I don't think it would be a failure if I'm looking at it from that aspect. But for Caitlin Clark to cement your name with 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 some sprinkles on top,
Hmm.
a cherry on top of the sundae, you need to bring home a national championship.
Okay, if she
And
doesn't bring home the national championship,
people
though.
looking at her like she's the best. I'm hearing talks that she's the best girl to ever play, women's college basketball. And I feel like for you to do that, you have to, win championships like Maya Moore or Candace Parker or a Brianna Stewart,
Hmm.
like the people before you. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Hmm.
can't put your name on that pedestal if you don't have the hardware outside MVP. Like if like people said, if Jordan didn't win championships, he would just win scoring titles, and would he be the GOAT?
Mm. A lot of people in that conversation would say he's still not the GOAT, but I digress.
So when you think of it that way, to add to your greatness, you got to bring home the hardware.
Okay. All right. So UConn Iowa is what you looking is the game that you're looking for the most because of
Yeah,
the Paige Beckers, Caitlin Clark matchup.
yeah,
All right. I'm excited about that game as well too because Paige Beckers, if I'm not mistaken, she was a national player of the year as a freshman, if I'm not
yeah. As
mistaken.
a freshman,
Like
she
so
just hurt last year.
she can ball. She can ball. She
She
can
wasn't hurt
ball.
last year. I think she would have made some noise.
All right, so let's go. Let's retroactively go back. Let's retroactively go back. If she was not hurt last year, does UConn make the Final Four?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Stats saying that you might be right because they made 14 straight Final Fours, apparently.
Yeah.
Or
Come
that
on,
from that.
man.
So in the past 16 years,
Gino can coach. Gino can coach men if he wants to. He just choose to. He just choose to keep racking up wins in the women's game.
is that cheating though?
No, it's just that's where you comfortable at. Why?
Is it
Why?
more
That's
okay?
being
The reason why I asked that
that's just
question,
being complacent.
the actual question is, do you think it's more competitive in the women's game or the men's game?
Man, the thing about it is coaching is coaching.
Okay.
Like you coaching the talent. The talent is the talent. So competitiveness ain't, you know what I'm saying? All I can do is give you the X's and O's. That's on my team to go out and execute. He's coaching his team to, and he's recruiting grade A talent to
Yeah,
replace the
he
talent that
is.
he's leaving.
He's always been
So
doing
it's
that.
just,
Yeah, always been
so
doing
it's
that.
just all that takes a part of it. Like, he's just to me, it's not cheating. He's just complacent. Like he doesn't want to take on a new challenge, even though he conquered this one.
I like that. I like that. I like that. All right, so pick who wins the game: UConn or Iowa.
I'm a UConn fan. I'm on the slick, so I'm gonna go UConn.
I gotta disagree with you, man. I think Iowa wins this game. I think Iowa wins this game. I think Iowa has a little bit more depth than
I'm not.
UConn.
I ain't gonna disagree with that.
I
I
think
think I
I.
think Iowa and South Carolina is the game that everybody's gonna pay to see.
Okay, I like that because you gotta look at it last year in the Final Four. Uh, Iowa knocked out South
South
Carolina.
Carolina. You know what I'm saying?
So
Everybody gonna
the storylines are adding up for this.
man.
So
Hey, look, Nick. Trust me. If this is not the most entertaining, Final Four women wise, it's gonna be the most that they get money wise because these games are falling right in line for them to get. Even if you have to settle with UConn and South Carolina,
mhm.
it's still gonna be you still gonna it's still a great storyline.
The one thing that I thought the women's game didn't do well in the past, like you would have a lot of talent centrally located in one spot, but what
UConn,
made
Tennessee,
yeah, UConn, Tennessee, you had your USC back in the day. and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But you kind of knew who would win the who at the end of the year who was going to win the national championship because they were just so much better. But one thing that I think the women's game didn't do, and I'm not gonna say it didn't do because it makes it seem like it's scripted, but how the NBA had rivals. So like how back in the 80s you had like Bird Magic. Then you had like Jordan making his way through the Cavaliers, the Pistons, and then winning his first championship against the Lakers and stuff like that and going on the road. Then you had like other people like, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, you had the Spurs, you had like storylines and stuff like that. And now I think, and this is my thing. I think NIL is a big part of this because now money, I think now in the sport, you have a lot of great talent who do not have to go to the same school with other great talents to win, but they can go somewhere and be the woman and then get other good players around them instead of going to the traditional powerhouses like a UConn or a Tennessee or stuff like that. You starting to see teams like Iowa, like that will pop up, And I think the Iowa is probably a little bit more organic, and things stuff
Yeah, I
like
was just
that.
gonna say, I don't think you'll see an Iowa return to this status after
Nah, they got a great head coach. The head coach can coach. Caitlin Clark is just a
I
generational. She's just a
understand.
generational player. She's just a
But
generational
I think
player.
in leagues you won't hear from now Iowa State. Stay tuned.
So okay. So let me just say. I
Iowa
agree. I agree.
State.
With, I
Stay
agree with you
tuned.
with Iowa State on the men's side, but I would agree with you.
No,
I would agree
on the
with you.
female side, have you
I
seen
would
they
agree.
center?
I've seen. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Now let's be honest. Let's be real. So you think once Caitlin Clark leaves, this is it for Iowa?
I think Iowa won't be relevant for the next probably 2 or 3 more years after she leaves.
So you don't think? Okay, so let me get you. So you don't think because of what Caitlin Clark did at Iowa, you don't think that coaching had anything to do with that? You don't think another great talent would want to go to Iowa and be coached by coach? I think her name is Bloom, Coach Bloom, if I'm not mistaken.
You might,
So
but I don't think.
I
But
think,
I don't
I
think you would get a Caitlin Clark
well,
in
you're not
Iowa.
you're not gonna get. I mean, like I said, you're not gonna get another Caitlin, Caitlin, Caitlin
Like you
Clark.
said, that was organic. Like she
Blunder, my
started
bad.
as
Lisa Blunder. That's her last name. I'm sorry, Coach Blunder.
mm, like you got to realize like the strongholds over the game gonna be your Kim
Kim Mulkey,
Moki
Don
that's in
Staley,
LSU.
Don Staley.
Done State, exactly. Those gonna be your powerhouses of recruiting, and UConn and Gino, and Notre Dame still gonna be relevant. Staff
USC,
always keep
USC.
USC. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
Like you
agree.
still have
I agree with what you're
you
saying,
still
but I think she has positioned Iowa to a point to where Iowa, because of what she did with Caitlin Clark, is now a destination spot. Instead of having those guys, I mean, it's really nothing in Iowa for real.
thing
Please don't
about
get
it
me
is
wrong. It's nothing in Iowa, like
you're
in the
not
state.
gonna give her. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. But the thing about it is, you're not gonna really give her credit because it looks like Caitlin Clark is carrying her. Like, if you look at the stats, you look at the performance, it all looks like an individual performance. It doesn't look like a team performance outside of defense. Looks like Caitlin Clark has to put up 40 a night just to keep their team afloat.
Does she
Like
though?
that's
Does she though, or is that just Caitlin? They just like, yo, Caitlin, you great, you go play. I mean, because
man.
there
If
are
she
other
didn't,
players on
she,
that
if
team
she,
that
did-
can
if she,
shoot.
if she didn't ball like she balled against LSU and Angel Reese fouled out, like they would have been in trouble.
They were up. What was they was up 90 to
They were up
79.
by 10. It
It
was
was up
up by
90 to
10 when
79.
Angel Reese fouled out.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, the free throw line helped a lot too. Don't get it twisted. I mean, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say Caitlin Clark is a big part of that. She is. It's
They
just
got to
it's
play deep. Like she's a great defensive coach.
yeah. I mean, I'm just saying if you could just find another, if you can find another star that can come. I mean, the hard part about that is recruiting somebody to Iowa.
Iowa, yeah,
That's gonna be the
that's what I'm
hard
saying.
part.
Like it's you know,
Is that's it. That's the hard part. Is
like you
recruiting somebody
said,
to
like
Iowa.
going back to your point, you said it was organic,
Yeah,
and
it's
that was
organic.
organic. Like Caitlin Clark bust on the scene.
My bad. I'm
Like
sorry. I just looked at something that just popped up on my phone. So that's the reason why I didn't say nothing back. But yeah, she did bust on the scene. She did. And I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. But is I do understand that she's the type of coach to where she's not gonna want to get a superstar talent. Like she's gonna want to be able to.
I hope she can though.
She's
Like
gonna want to be able to build from the ground
man,
up.
she better be on max prep right now, trying to get ready.
Oh man, you funny.
But we gotta get to the men's, bro. We gotta get to the
Man, the
men's.
men's ain't nothing. I don't care about the
Oh
men's.
man,
Nobody care about the men's. We'll mention the men's. Alabama is playing. I don't even care who Alabama playing because I ain't expecting to make it to
UConn.
the. I ain't expecting to make it to the Final Four. To be honest with you, I said the Sweet 16 Elite Eight is where they was gonna go. But nah, I think UConn and Alabama is gonna play, and then NC State. So NC State has both the men's and the women in the Final Four.
UConn does as well.
Yeah, UConn does as well. And
Usually they win both of them when they got both teams in the Final Four.
that ain't gonna happen this year. I'll tell you that now.
I don't think so either. I agree
Ain't
with
gonna
that.
happen this year. But NC State, the surprise team, the Cinderella of the tournament this year, is in the Final Four.
With baby Zebo Barnes.
They're gonna be playing against Purdue.
I predict Purdue to be there. I thought Auburn was gonna be there, but I predict Purdue and Auburn, but Auburn,
Let's not go back to that. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about it at all. We good. We good, man. The men's tournament has been interesting to watch.
A lot of Cinderella stories.
A lot of Cinderella stories. You had number 6 Clemson that made it. Of course, you got NC State here that made it as well. But the men's tournament, I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. I just ain't been really that impressed by the men's tournament, man. I mean, of course, you had number 1 seed UNC lose to Alabama, but I kind of saw that happening. Just based off the way UNC has started playing the last couple of weeks of the season, and things and stuff like that.
Hold on. Let me get your prediction though before we get up out of here for both women and men's. Before we start this segment, let me get your prediction for both. Who wins the Final Four?
Oh, I got South Carolina winning the national championship on the women's side, and I got UConn winning it on the men's side. Out of the Final Four. That's who I got. UConn on the men's side is they just really good, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I underestimated UConn a lot.
That's how they played during the season.
Yeah. I underestimated them a little bit, and they weren't bad during the season. But I just was under the impression that what would be the biggest surprise, and I thought UConn would be the team that would be out in one of the first 2 rounds. But nah, man, UConn is legit. They for real, man.
Well,
Who you got?
I'm gonna rock with South Carolina for the women's,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna rock with Purdue for the men's.
Okay, all right then. All right, chat. You watching us right now? Put in the comments.
Tell us who you rocking with.
Who you rocking with? And if you listen to us, tell us who you rocking with on the Instagram page, TikTok page. Let us know who you rocking with as well. So, it is what it is. Mark, that's the end of the first quarter, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, bro. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what happens. After we get done with the first quarter, we move to the second quarter. You know what it is. The second quarter. I had to say it twice. That means it's time to move to the second quarter. Dose.
Now entering the second quarter.
Yo, man, we in the second quarter right now, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear, man. Let's go ahead and let's move to the second quarter topic, man. And we're talking about NFL draft, man. NFL draft. Right now, this is a quarterback heavy draft. I mean, I think the last prediction I saw is that the first 4 to 5 picks could be quarterbacks. The first 4 to 5 picks could be quarterbacks. And maybe you got a couple of those guys in there. I'm not, okay, the first 4, I wouldn't say the first 4, but after the first 4, maybe you got a couple of guys who may be overdrafted, i.e., a lot of people are saying J.J. McCarthy could be being overdrafted. He could be being drafted too high just because. And Bo Nix.
Media coverage.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But Let's talk about what some I think the consensus top three guys in the draft are right now. Caleb Williams, Jane Daniels, and Drake May. I think that's the consensus top three, first three quarterbacks off the board. And we want to know. We're gonna debate. We're not debate. We're just gonna discuss. Delve into this. Who's gonna have the better career? Caleb, Jaden, or Drake? And I'm not talking about Aubrey.
All right. I'm gonna break it down like this.
Okay.
Career. We're
Okay.
speaking strictly career. It
Career.
means from beginning to end.
Beginning to end. So which basically means that you are projecting that whoever you pick is gonna have a long enough career. Let's just say 10 plus years. 10,
Mm-hmm.
10 to 12, 10 to 13 year
From
career.
beginning to end.
And
I
let's
think
and let's say all
this
three of them had that 13-year career. Out of that 13-year career, which one of these three
okay,
has
so
to
we
be?
giving them the same career
Yeah,
length. Okay,
same
so
career length. We in a
all right,
utopian society. In a utopian society.
because I was just gonna say who I thought was gonna be durable enough, and all right, so all right, well, all of them having the same level playing field career wise.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, I would say level playing field career wise, Jaden Daniels, I feel like would have a better career.
Hmm.
But if we're just saying, just saying off the whim, if we taking big injuries, situations, all that into account, I would have to go with Drake May.
You're thinking like I'm thinking. You're thinking
Because
like I'm thinking.
if you taking all of that into account, like I feel like out of the gate, I feel like Caleb might, shock a lot of people, might win Rookie of the Year. Jay Daniels might have a slow rookie start, come back with a nice sophomore start. But then you'll think about, all right, can Jaden Daniels keep taking punishment year after year? Is he really the size of a quarterback that can take all that type of punishment?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
might end up getting hurt. Caleb Williams, once the league adjusts, can he keep being that improvised kid that keep making plays?
Mm-hmm.
Drake May has the size, the IQ to sustain, even if he does come out with a slow start. I feel like he'll be in a situation where he can grow, become your career starter, and might end up sneaking you one or two championships here and there.
Hmm.
But he might not ever win MVP, but he can, what I'm saying, bring an organization a championship or two.
If you had to project which one of these players, who projects, like if you had to do a comp, not project, if you had to comp these players to a current player right now, who would you comp them to? Or you could just pick one. I mean, I know this is on the spot. I know you probably didn't think about this. But let's just say, let's pick one. Caleb Williams. Who would you comp Caleb Williams to right now? Who would be a comparison to Caleb Williams?
In the league,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
hmm, thing about it is no one. All right, Justin Fields, the quarterback he's replacing, honestly,
Wow.
because nobody really has to improvise as much in the league like Caleb Williams has to on a daily basis with the USC offensive line. Like Caleb Williams, the reason why he pops off the page is because he extend plays. Like, so really in the way he extends plays. So the thing about it is, if you look at,
I think Shador Sanders will have a word with you on that, based off last year. But he's not in the draft though. I'm just saying, but he has to improvise a lot with a terrible offensive line. I think Shador will
I'm saying the thing about it is Shador was getting smacked. Caleb was actually extending plays and getting the ball to Brendan Rice, and he was doing something like, what I'm saying. Shador, I would say Shador had a worse offensive line than Caleb. So of course he was getting killed. He
Mm-hmm.
brought the Jackson State offensive line with him in the suitcase, and we seen that maybe you got to go out and recruit, but that's neither here nor there. But to me, Caleb Williams, to me, he looks like Justin Fields, a person who has a tremendous arm. And hopefully, I feel like if Justin Fields would have had time with a consistent group of coaching, he would have turned out being a better player. But right now, like because who can you say? All right, if we gonna say big time quarterback, you can put Josh Allen up there because Josh Allen has to improvise a lot. Pat, I wouldn't dare compare him to Pat Mahomes. I wouldn't dare put him in the same sentence with Pat Mahomes.
Well,
He
okay, all right. So
he doesn't he
let's
doesn't to me he doesn't
let's
make the same impact as a Patrick Mahomes.
let's be honest. Let's be honest. Because I was about to comp him to Patrick Mahomes, and I was going to preference my comments by saying this. If you looking at Patrick Mahomes and Caleb Williams side by side, um, measurable wise, they are about the same. I think Patrick Mahomes is 6'2". I think he's about 220, 225, somewhere in that range. And I think Caleb is like 6'1" and a quarter or 6'1" and a half or something like that. And he's measuring out somewhere between 215 and 218. So that's not too far apart. Playing style, they actually kind of mimic each other a little bit. To be completely honest with you. If you watch Caleb Williams, and I mean, don't get it twisted. I'm not comparing him to the greatest quarterback ever played the game of football. Not doing that at all. Not doing that. But what I am looking at is the style of play and the type of offense that he could probably be successful in. And it's not, and it doesn't, and it's not, I don't think there's any type of coincidence that the new general manager of the Chicago Bears was the scout that scouted Patrick Mahomes when he was at Kansas City.
Well, I'm gonna break it down like this. I hate to break it to the scout. He doesn't read check downs like Patrick. Maybe you had to teach Patrick Mahomes that. I don't know, but he doesn't read his check downs like Patrick Mahomes.
Well,
When he is staying,
well,
when
let's
he is staying plays, he's looking for the
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 big play. Yeah, he
the
looking for the big play. Now, this is on what the angle that I'm going at this with is the fact that the matter is I'm looking at the GM of the Bears. When Patrick Mahomes was being brought into the league, he was the one that scouted Patrick Mahomes for Kansas City, and things of that nature. So it doesn't is not to me it's not a coincidence that he goes out and his first order of business is to get rid of Justin Fields, who's a bigger quarterback, more in the line of a Cam Newton, Josh Allen style type quarterback, to go for a shorter, smaller, a little bit more elusive quarterback
Lucid.
to the one that he went and got when he was in when he was over scouting in Kansas City, college scouting, Kansas City. That's not to me. That's not a coincidence. So for some reason, I honestly think that Caleb Williams probably, from what he's seen, is probably, and from what the offense that he wants to kind of run and he kind of wants to see in Chicago, I think is going to kind of mimic that Kansas City offense, which is really I don't know how that's gonna work out, but we're gonna see. I mean, you see the moves that they are making with getting the receivers
Do you think?
around
Do
him
you think?
and running games stuff like that with DeAndre Swift. Go ahead.
Well, I would say if because they got two top picks, right? Am I correct?
They got the number one pick, and then they can trade back up into the top 10 if they want to. If a team is willing to go get another piece if they want to. Yeah, they can. Yeah.
If they go get a Brock Bowers, I believe it because if you were because I feel like if you want to turn a KC offense in Chicago, you have to make Caleb Williams more tight end dependent, and
Well, they
he's
went and
not.
got. Well, they went and got Gerald Everett from the
Mm,
Chargers. Gerald Everett.
okay,
They went and got Gerald Everett from the Chargers. So they got Caleb. They got Keenan Allen, Gerald Everett, and I can't think of the other receiver right now that they went and got to go along with DJ Moore. So I'm telling you, it is not a coincidence.
I feel like what they're doing right now, they're playing to his strengths.
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
go get those people right there, you're depending on him to throw the deep ball. You're depending on your DJ Moore to win one on ones and beat people on the go route. Keenan Allen to win one on ones in the jump ball. Everett is a tall tight end, so you're depending on him to make a lot of jump ball situations. So you're telling me that you're going to expect him to improvise and continue to make deep plays downfield, which we all know that it can start off as a rookie of the year, maybe get you an MVP in probably year 3 or 4, but will it ever get you a championship?
I mean, it did with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes was very tight end dependent. I don't
Okay,
think. I
okay,
don't
let's
think
let's okay, honest. Okay, let's stop. So those were he had
Tyreek Hill. Of course, I
exactly.
agree
He
with
had
you.
Tyreek Hill.
He had a
He
big
had
play
Sammy
receiver. If you look
Watkins.
at Travis Kelce, he went over 1,000 yards.
He had a Sammy Watkins as well. I mean, come on now. I mean, I get what you're saying. I understand where you're coming from with that. But when I look at the moves that this guy is making, to me, it mimics what Kansas City is doing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even pick who I think is gonna have a better career because we got into Caleb Williams in the comp. But
My bad.
No,
I
no,
feel
no.
like they're similar. One is going to depend on the Z receiver, which will be Keenan Allen or
Yeah.
DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Or one and the other depends on the tight end, as
Yeah.
we've seen
With Patrick
in
Mahomes.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get where you're coming from with that. I honestly think it really depends on the situation it's going into, and it looks as if Chicago is setting up to make Caleb not lose. Like for him to be,
hey, he's in a hell of a situation.
that's what it looks. It's the way
He's in
it's
a hell of
setting
a-
up. The way it's setting up, it looks as if everything falls into place correctly, if they trade back up into the top 10 and go get a tackle, go get somebody on the offensive line to protect him, it's over with. It's over with. And then now you can go in the draft and you can go get some pieces on defense. You can go get somebody to go get the quarterback, and you can go get some people in the secondary. You looking at Chicago, that's why I'm saying the NFC North next year could be, I mean, outside of the AFC, East with the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Bills. Outside of that, the NFC North could be a legit could make a lot of noise. Like, I'm saying that's saying a lot. And I say this: the Super Bowl contender could come out of the NFC North next year. Because that could be that conference is something serious. You don't know what Minnesota is going to do because Minnesota's still trying to figure out what Minnesota's going to do at the quarterback position. But you got the Packers, the Detroit Lions, and with what Chicago's doing now, man, it could be exciting in the NFC
So
North.
you know Caleb Williams?
I'm gonna have to ride with Caleb Williams because Jaden Daniels, because Washington is the number 2 pick, and Washington still need a lot of stuff.
All right. Are you all right?
And then now you saying Drake may go number 3, which I think New England holds the 3rd pick.
Yeah.
And New England still has some stuff that they need to get. They need to take care of.
No, so I'm asking you. So, all right, do it how you did me. Everything level. They got the same amount of career wise. They play the same level. Everything level. You gonna go Caleb?
I'm gonna have to go Caleb Williams right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go Caleb Williams right
if everything was level, I feel like Jaden Daniels. If everything was level, I feel like the Washington Commanders will put something around Jaden Daniels enough for him to win if he stays healthy.
All right.
The
Okay.
reason why I go with Drake May, I don't feel like Jaden Daniels will stay healthy long enough for them to be able to build a team around him.
But see, that's the thing though. If everything was level, if you got the team built around the talents of the quarterback, the defense, and everything, and the way that Chicago is doing right now, everything level. With the way that the quarterback position is going in the NFL now, which is more of an improvisational type thing. I mean, you've seen a lot of it. Seeing a lot of the scrambling type quarterbacks. You don't see a lot of pocket quarterbacks no more. I mean, Drake May is more that pocket style quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He's not that mobile outside. He can run a little bit, but it's not like he can get away from those faster, smaller, defenders and stuff like that. If I had to go with that, I'm probably gonna have to ride with Caleb Williams. Man. I'm gonna have to ride with him. I mean, and I'm not. It's not that I want to. It's just the fact of the matter is like his skill sets set up best for the future. That's just how I see it.
I feel you. But the reason why before we get out, the reason why I went with Drake May is because if you look at it, outside of a Patrick Mahomes, who's kind of like a hybrid
Mm-hmm.
pocket quarterback in this day and age,
Mm-hmm.
the league favors the pocket quarterback, like Matt Stafford, you know what I'm saying, Tom Brady. Before that, you know what I'm saying, the Nick Foles. Before that, Matt Ryan winning the MVP. Like, you know what I'm saying? You rarely see outside of now the scrambling quarterback break out and get a Super Bowl.
Hmm. I get where you coming from with that. I understand that as
So
well too. I can understand that as well too. I do. I do. I understand
so
that.
it's just like when you speak on if everything is level, I would say the most hybrid quarterback that plays like a pocket passer and can scramble is Jane Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you speak on a quarterback that can be durable in the league, with everything not level, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, play through your nicks and bruises. Because you ask me who's going to win the Rookie of the Year, I'm going Caleb. But if you ask me who down the line I feel like will sneak a Super Bowl in or maybe get two, I'm gonna go Drake May. I feel like the league always will favor the pocket
Pocket
quarterback at
passer
some
quarterback.
point.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I get
And
where you're coming
and
from.
and with him being in New England, I feel like all you got to do is really put a defense and a go get a receiver around him, and maybe you know what I'm saying. Maybe you get lucky one year.
Nah, I hear what you're saying. I feel you on that, but I'm still right with Caleb. I mean,
I
because
agree. You know what I'm saying?
with
Hey,
everything around him is I mean, at some point in time, and I'm not saying he will project to a Patrick Mahomes level. I'm just saying the comp right now, play style is to a Patrick Mahomes level.
yeah,
And I'm just
yeah.
saying, as of right now, it's almost as if you just plug and play with Patrick Mahomes. You can put anybody at
So,
wide receiver
so
and he can
question
win.
before we get up out of here,
Go ahead.
who do you feel like would have the worst start?
The worst start?
I mean, the worst career at all.
I mean, worst is very subjective.
Well, a less achievement career.
Less achievement career.
Yeah, the lesser of the three. Who wanted
I would
who
probably have
want
to go Jaden Daniels. I probably have to go Jaden Daniels.
okay.
I probably have to go Jaden Daniels.
Is that everything level as well, or just
Yeah, that'll probably be everything level. I'll probably go Jaden Daniels.
all
I'll
right.
probably go Jaden Daniels. Even though talent wise, I think he's better than Drake May talent wise, but like you said, the game always skews towards a pocket passing style quarterback. I mean, he is that, but he does have a little bit of the scrambling into him as well. So I get where it comes from. I'll probably go Jaden Daniels, and I hate to say that, but because I thought he's a great
Respect.
talent. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the first half, man. Marcus, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what comes up, man. Let's go ahead and let's move to halftime. Let's go.
You don't out your seats. It's halftime.
All right, man. We in halftime right now, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all already know what comes up. Marcus, what you say?
Roll the footage.
Do you want to feel like a star? Then go to Hollywood Media and you'll be shining. From sports interviews, athletic highlight tapes, athletic photography, Hollywood Media will make you the star of all stars. Feel like a star on the most important days of your life. From college graduation to saying I do to your forever person. Let Hollywood Media make your event star-studded. Subscribe and follow on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. And follow on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's. Hollywood. Yo, man, shout out to I Got DJ, man. Day one supporter of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. Make sure y'all go follow him on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. That's Hollywood EY. And follow him on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's, man. Shout out to our guy, man. We appreciate you so much for being a day one supporter of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. Mess with the people that mess with the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. That's our guy. Oh boy, our brother, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to him.
My brother right there, DG.
Yes, sir. But let's go ahead and get into this halftime topic, man. Halftime, man. I done forgot what I was about to say. Man, I am getting old, bro. I had it on my. It was like on my mind right there, and it just went away. That's not good. That's not good, man. I need to drink more water.
You remember?
Nope. I was honestly trying to remember it at this moment, but yeah, that's crazy, man. I need to drink some more water.
Man, what about your boy Draymond keep getting kicked out of the game?
We'll be all right. Yeah, what it is, man. Listen. Apparently,
what's up with Draymond? He a menace.
Apparently, it doesn't phase Steph because they hugged it out at the end of the game. And Steph,
man, he cried like a baby on the sideline.
Man, whatever, man. Draymond. This is actually a good question. Do you think the Warriors? Do you think Klay returns next season?
If I'm Klay, I'm really evaluating myself this offseason. Can I go back to being the old Klay? Because to me, Klay will always be a serviceable piece on any team.
Yeah.
He still will get hot any night. But if I'm Klay, I'm not trying to come off the bench. Like the Golden State legacy was so between the Splash Brothers was so fire. Like you might as well retire, bro.
See, this is the narrative that I hate. I don't care about who starts the game. I care about who finishes the game.
He ain't even finishing the game at this point.
Yeah, he is finishing some of these games. He on there for defensive purposes now, and he can still shoot. That's not saying act like Klay can't shoot the ball. He just had like a little mental
he's
block.
Inconsistent at this point.
He just had a little mental block that he was going through, man. But Klay is still that dude.
I hope he gets to himself because Klay is must watch television when he's on what he on.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and say I don't think Klay is a max player anymore, but he's still definitely worth a good $100 million. He can still get a Draymond Green contract.
You bet he's more serviceable than Draymond Green at this point. So it's just like
he can still get $100 million he can still get another 3-4 year contract for $100 million. You can't tell me Klay ain't worth that.
I feel like he's a serviceable piece, but why become that? Why become he was Klay Thompson is he was much watched television. Even when that's the reason why he having a mental block. Because he knows that when Klay Thompson used to step on the court, that was a problem.
It still is. It still is a problem. He's still a problem on the court.
It depends on what night.
Okay. All right. I get where you're coming from.
Because if he was still a problem, the Warriors would not be in the 10th seed fighting to stay from the 11th seed.
I think they are still the 10th seed, but I think they widened their gap against the Rockets. Let me check real quick. They are still in the 10th seed. Yeah, they in the 10th seed, but they got a 2-game lead over the Rockets. So it is what it is. I mean, they won. They 2.5 games out from the 9th seed as well. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
The Suns, though, man. The Suns are surprising, man. They are in the 7th seed with 3 superstar players on the team, and they in the 7th seed.
Man, if all of them get to be healthy at the same time, it gonna be a problem. Nah, let me stop. They ain't got no point guard, bro.
They do. His name is Devin Booker. That's who their point guard is. That's who their point guard is. Ladies and gentlemen, man, when you hear the crowd noise, you know what that means. It's time for us to get back into this game topic. Time to get back into the game topic. Let's go ahead and matriculate. That's a big word. Let's matriculate out of halftime. And let's move to the third quarter. Let's go.
We've now entered the third quarter.
Yo, man, we in the third quarter right now, man. If you're watching us on YouTube, man, make sure you subscribe, like, and share the video. Use hashtag WCTPod. Also, man, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Water Cooler Talk, man. If you still in them Twitter streets, follow us on Twitter. It's called X at CoolestPod23. And then always on Facebook, follow and like our Facebook page, The Water Cooler Talk Podcast Facebook page. And if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast player, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, make sure you like, rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast because it helps move us up in the rankings and it helps other people listen to us and hear this content that we drop. So we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, man. We thank y'all so much. Let's go ahead and get into the third quarter topic, man. We're getting close to the end of the regular season in basketball. And right now the Celtics have a stranglehold on the number one overall seed in the playoffs. But word on the street is that Joel Embiid might be back this week with the Sixers. That's word on the street. That's what the word on the street is. Now, Joel Embiid was leading the league in scoring before he got hurt at the end of January with a meniscus tear. And a lot of people thought he was on his way to being back-to-back MVP. But he didn't play enough games, so he didn't qualify for any postseason awards. So this is the question. Who should the Celtics be more worried about in the Eastern Conference? Should it be more worried about the Knicks? Should it be more worried about Joel Embiid Sixer team? Or should they be more worried about who I think is the best player in the world right now, Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks? Which team do you think the Celtics should be more worried about?
The Celtics should be more worried about the Celtics.
Okay.
Only the Celtics stand in the Celtics' way.
Okay. So you saying the Celtics is the only team that can stop the Celtics?
Yes.
Wow. Expound on
Jason
that, sir.
Tatum and Jaylen Brown and the team with Porzingis and the team that they put around him with Jrue Holiday. Like, first of all, y'all done went to the Eastern Conference Finals with I feel like lesser talent.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all done went to the NBA Finals with I feel like lesser talented teams.
Mm-hmm.
It has been the most top to bottom y'all have been talent wise. Y'all have a bench. Y'all have a great starting five. Y'all have a guard that can play defense and distribute as well as score.
Mm-hmm.
You have a big man outside of Al Horford that can score and stretch the floor.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to show up. There's no excuses for the Celtics this year. Like, I understand, and then with Joel Embiid coming off a meniscus tear, we all know how serious a meniscus tear is. It's gonna take him a minute to get acclimated. So, you know what I'm saying? Depending on where he falls at in the playoffs, you might catch him early enough to go ahead and get him out and not make him a problem.
Yep.
In Milwaukee, let's all stop and take a pause. Let's look at who Milwaukee's Bucks coach is, and you tell me that you worried.
It's your favorite coach, you know?
Man, stop doing that.
It's your favorite coach, man.
Phil Jackson is my favorite coach.
You gotta stop it, man. He's just trying to take a team.
Phil Jackson followed up by Pat Riley.
He's just trying to take a team that he got in the middle of the season. But he's his favorite coach. He's his favorite coach.
That is barely above 500 with the likes of, like you said, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is a top player in the NBA. If not number one, at least top three.
Okay.
Then you got the acquisition of Dame Lillard. They're supposed to be money-making Dame, and you still got Bobby Portis, and you still got, guys like that with Patrick Beverly. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's no excuse for the Bucks, but we all know that he'll find a way to blow it.
This is my thing. The
Celtics' biggest worry is the Celtics.
I mean, I see where you're coming from that point of view. I honestly do. I don't think there is. I mean, there are a lot of question marks with those three teams that we named. I mean, you always got to watch out for the Heat. I didn't even mention the Heat because for some reason the Heat always just
because the Heat. The thing about it is
they always end up there.
It's the team that will beat the Celtics.
I agree, because they did it already.
But they match up well. They match up well against the Celtics, especially if Tyler Hero playing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I honestly agree with that. But this is the thing. This is where I'm coming from in this situation right here. Out of those three teams, I would if OG Anunoby can get back with the Knicks, if they can figure out what's going on with Julius Randle, and he can get back healthy, which it doesn't seem as if that's going to happen anytime soon. But it seems as if OG Anunoby is making his way back to getting back to playing before the regular season over with. I think the Knicks could potentially make the conference finals, depending on how the rankings shake out. Because the way it's looking right now, this is what it's looking at right now. You got the Celtics at 1, the Bucks at 2, the Cavaliers at 3, the Knicks at 4, the Magic at 5. The Magic at 5. I'm saying it again. The Magic at 5. Paolo Banchero has been carrying that team. The Indiana Pacers at 6. And as it sits right now, the play-in tournament is the Heat, the Sixers, the Bulls, and the Hawks. That is your play-in tournament. And more than likely, that's who is going to be the play-in tournament. So,
yeah.
Out of those 4 teams, the Heat, the Sixers, the Bulls, and the Hawks, who get those last 2 spots in the playoffs? If you had to pick right now, out of those 4 teams, who get the last 2?
Again?
Heat, Sixers, Bulls, Hawks.
At the last in the play-in?
The last 2 spots. Those are the 4 teams in the play-in.
Yeah, they play-in ain't gonna change. So that means the Celtics catch the 76ers first round to our point.
They may not. They may not. They may catch the Bucks may catch the 76ers at the 7th seed. They could.
You said the Bucks?
Yeah, the Bucks are number 2 seed.
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
So you saying that would mean that I feel like the Heat is gonna stay at 7 though.
Okay, so you're saying the Heat to stay at 7, and I mean the 76ers would be at the 8th seed, which means the Sixers will play.
Even though. So would you, if you're Boston, who do you want to see first? Do you want to?
I would rather see
a hungry Heat team that has came from the play-in once before to go to the finals, or
if I'm Boston, I want to see the 76ers.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's I mean, of course you want to see the 76ers because
you want to see
Joel
them.
Embiid, he's not gonna be in game shape. He's not gonna be back in game shape by the start of the playoffs.
That's why I don't think that standard's gonna change much.
You might
like all right, if anybody was to sneak in, I would give it to the Hawks before. But the Hawks. I'll go with Atlanta.
Yeah, I'll go with Atlanta before I go with the Bulls. I agree with you.
Bulls, yeah. I'll go with Atlanta.
I agree with you on that. Yeah, I mean, out of that 3, I would have to go. I would probably have to go the Knicks. I mean, just because it's a lot of pieces that are not playing that they do have that can come back and play right now. I want to go to Bucks because Giannis. I do not want to bet against Giannis, man. I don't want to bet against Giannis, man. Giannis is really good, but I don't want to bet against him. But I'll probably have to end up. Man, I hate to do it, Giannis, but I'm gonna go with the Knicks. I think the Knicks may be the biggest problem to the Celtics. It could be the biggest problem to the Celtics, especially if they can get OG Anunoby back. And Julius Randle, it'll be a problem. It'll be a problem.
I think the Knicks are too inconsistent.
Yeah, that's because they don't have 2 of their biggest pieces playing. That's the problem. If they got 2 of their biggest, if they got Julius Randle playing and they got OG Anunoby playing,
I feel you.
I mean, when OG Anunoby was playing, when he did play a couple of games, I think he played like 15 games. I think it was 13-2 in the games that he played. That's something serious, man.
And Julius Randle a baller, so I feel you, but I just feel like that Celtics this year.
Oh, okay. All right. I see where you coming from with that, man. That's the end of the 3rd quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Man, Marcus, how you feeling, man? How you feeling?
I'm good. How you, my brother?
I'm feeling great because we about to move to the We Ready. We Ready. We Ready. Oh, yeah.
We have now arrived at the 4th quarter.
Yo, we in the 4th quarter right now, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk podcast. And let's go ahead and get into this topic right here because Marcus stated it earlier in the podcast, and we gonna talk about this. We gonna talk about these because she balling, but I think we're going a little too far with some of this stuff that people talking about.
I agree.
Caitlin Clark. They are saying that Caitlin Clark is the GOAT
Not even close.
of women's basketball.
I like her, but not even close.
Now, I like to look at stuff from a 360-degree view of things. I look at it from the front, the side, the back, and the other side, and even the angles and stuff like that. Now, let's answer this question. I will pose this question to you. Caitlin Clark winning a national championship at Iowa this year. If she does that national championship mean more than Breonna Stewart's 4 when she was at UConn?
Nope.
Candace Parker's 2 when she was at Tennessee, and the ones that Maya Moore won when she was at UConn?
Nope.
What?
Or Diana Taurasi or Sue Bird. No.
Really? Okay, let me ask you this question. If LeBron would have stayed in Cleveland his whole career and won that one championship, would that one championship have meant more than the 6 that Michael won?
Nope.
All right, then.
The reason why he left Cleveland
was to win. We know that. We know to go win a championship. Okay. I understand that. But I'm saying, if he would have stayed.
Do you not understand that? People understand that. People understand what championships mean for their legacy.
Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, go ahead. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, people. You said ask a LeBron fan that?
No, I wasn't gonna say that. That's not what I was about to say.
Oh, go ahead. Say what you gonna say, Nick.
No, I'm not gonna say it.
No,
the word don't want to know that. But go ahead. Go ahead though. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, you are defined by a champion. I mean, a legend is defined by championships as well as accolades.
All championships aren't created equal, though.
Yeah. So the first one championship of Michaels versus the second championship of Michaels. Y'all love them the same. That's what you're saying. You only got one championship to love.
I would probably say the 4th championship is his best one. 72 and 10. Michael went 72 and 10, and he won the championship. He went 72 and 10, and he won the championship. I would say that.
I feel you.
I would say that. I would go that route. The 4th one would probably be the best one, and then after that one, I would probably go
Blue game.
That was the 6th one. That was the last championship. I would probably go that one, and then probably the 3rd one against Barkley, because Barkley was really good that year.
But a champion is a champion. So you can't crown her the GOAT. She ain't even won the championship. Like what she got she just got a record. Like, and she's on a team that she has to hoist up a lot of shots, and she has to score a lot of buckets for them to be effective. For them to get where they at, it has to be off her back of her scoring. If she doesn't put up a certain amount of points, they will not win.
Well, she be putting up a lot of them because they have won a lot this season.
Exactly. So
they won a lot this season.
The thing about it is, when you look at a Maya Moore, or you look at a Breonna Stewart, and you look at a Candace Parker, they did it multiple times. They didn't just do it on one hot streak. They didn't do it, you know what I'm saying? Like, Breonna Stewart did it 4 years in a row from a freshman. So it's just like with Caitlin Clark, all right. You're
but you gotta look at that. You gotta look at them teams around Breonna Stewart too. She wasn't the only superstar on them teams. We can sit here and argue that nobody else. We can argue that maybe one other person off that Iowa team makes it to the WNBA or plays professionally.
Okay, well let's keep it G. Three other players on that Breonna Stewart team went first round.
Exactly.
The point guard, the small forward.
Exactly.
And you know what I'm saying? So we can bring that up. They were, you know what I'm saying? They were ballers. But when you look at it, let's go back and look at, Maya Moore's team.
Mm-hmm.
Maya Moore solely led her team. Then you can look at a Candace Parker.
Maya Moore had that killer instinct like Jordan. That's why I call her the girl Michael Jordan.
But I'm just saying, at
And
a
she wore
certain
23 like MJ too. That's what I'm talking about, Maya. And you getting your jersey retired in Minnesota. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Congratulations. But at a certain point, you have to be able to carry a team to the promised land. And to me, she has a great story right now because she already came and beat LSU. And, she gets to, go against Paige in Cleveland, by the way. So, you get to see her story is not ended. So, like you said, if she gets to the big dance against a South Carolina team, how would she write the ending to it? And depending on how she write the ending is where you can rank her amongst the GOATs.
She gonna
But
wave by. That's what she gonna do. She gonna wave by.
of course she going by. But you know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, if we looking up and she end up being the undefeated South Carolina team, where do you want to rank her after that? Where would you put her? Because I would put her up there with the likes of a Candace Parker and Breonna Stewart.
I hold Maya
I would say
Moore.
I put her
I
above.
hold.
I would put her with those.
Oh yeah, I
She
will put her there.
not
I'll put her there. I'll put her there. Nah, I mean, I'm gonna put it like this. No, I don't think she's the GOAT. I don't think she's the GOAT of women's college basketball because there are so many other women that came before her that were really great. That were really good. I think Caitlin Clark. What I will say is this: you haven't seen, and I could be wrong on this, but just from what I've seen in women's college basketball, you haven't seen a woman shoot from the distance that she shoots from. And I don't think ever. Like it's almost Steph Curry-esque. Like as soon as he steps across, well, I think I say this all the time. I think as soon as Steph steps in the building, you got to guard him. But it's almost like when she steps across half court, it's like she in range already with Caitlin Clark.
I
Caitlin
feel
Clark
like Sabrina and Nixon had the same effect.
from that deep though.
I feel like she had the same
From logo threes, coming off the dribble,
I
pulling
don't
up.
I don't think she had the green light to shoot multiple, but I think she could.
But,
Because the thing about it, Caitlin Clark has the green light to do whatever she wants.
yeah,
It's
she
Iowa.
does. She does. It is Iowa. There's nothing to do in Iowa, bro. Nothing. Not a thing.
Like
to do in
she can do what she wants.
I mean,
Like,
nah, man.
go
Nah,
ahead.
Caitlin Clark is great. And I think what she and others in the game have done and what others are gonna do after her, like a Juju, a Paige Beckers, when they come back and play, come back next year and play. They're just gonna elevate the game, the women's college game, even more, and things and stuff like that. And of course, you got I can't remember her name, but she's playing in the McDonald's All American game, the number 1 overall. Man, what is her name? What is her name? She's from North Carolina. Man, what is her name? It'll come to me. But like people like that, they're just gonna elevate the game even more to another height and another height and another height and stuff like that. And in reality, what it would do, it would help the WNBA as well. So I'm excited to see that as well too. What's gonna happen there? But no, I don't think Caitlin Clark is the GOAT of women's college basketball. I think we're just in the moment of what we're seeing her do right now, and it's amazing to watch. It's amazing to watch, man. It's amazing to watch. Anything else you gotta say about this before we get up out of here on this subject?
Nah, man. Congratulations. Juju, I'm sorry. Nate's your Juju.
Yeah, Juju. I was rooting for you, Juju. And you know what broke my heart at the end of the game? She was crying at the end of the game when they lost. I was like, man, you be forgetting sometimes that these are like 17, 18, 19-year-old kids playing the game. And I'd be like, man, like that, like she gonna learn from that. I mean, cause like she gonna learn from it, but
Cause I got somebody who I want to talk about later on.
Oh, okay. All right. Marcus, that's it. I hear what you're saying now, boss. I hear what you're saying. But we're going to go into post game right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do a quick post game, and that's the end of the game. But let's head to the post game.
It's It's time to shut it down in the post game.
Yeah, man, we in the post game right now, man. We thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk podcast. That's the end of the game, man. That was a great. I think that was a great conversation. I think that was a great discussion on what's going on right now in sports, and some great topics and stuff like that, man. I want to say this, man. This is not sports related, bro. There's this gut cleanse pill that's out, bro.
I need it. Where is that?
Bro, man. All right, so 2 months ago, I was looking at this, researching this stuff because I want to get my gut health right, and I found this gut cleanse pill. Man, when I tell you this stuff, whoa, bro, and he tried to like the most inopportune times too. Like it's, bro, it works. That's all I'm gonna say on that. It works. It's a 15-day cleanse apparently. So you use it and it's supposed to. It helps with gut health and it helps with like cleaning out like the thing. And I was doing research on it. Like, did you know that we can hold up to 25 pounds of stuff in our colon that we didn't even know we had?
Wow.
I don't know. This has nothing to do with sports, but I just wanted to say that because I thought it was interesting. To know. I didn't know this at all until I was researching this, and I was like, "Whoa, wow, that is crazy. That is crazy, man. That is crazy." Hey, do you watch McAfee? Do you watch Pat McAfee?
No.
Y'all missing out, man. Y'all missing out. I was watching McAfee. And put this out there. Hopefully we can get Pat McAfee on the show one day. That'd be dope. Get him on here and talk a little bit. But I was huh?
I said with a white beat on, because he always show up somewhere in a white beat.
Yo, Pat McAfee gotta have like the best career ever because he does everything. He has a sports show. And then on Mondays, he goes and he commentates Monday Night Raw. And then he just does like other little stuff that just don't have any like everything he do like is not.
He was a kicker in the NFL.
Yeah, he was a punter in the NFL. Like he wrestled at WrestleMania. Like he just be doing stuff, and it does not connect either way, but it look fun. And I just be like, all right,
he living his best life.
Living his best life, man. That's what we all strive to do, man. We all strive to live our best life. That's what we do. And on another note, Auburn has their spring game this weekend. Hopefully we don't see Peyton Thorne out there at QB1. But I got a feeling that's gonna happen. Actually, I already know it's gonna happen. But
I've been saying go pass it to Cam Coleman all weekend.
So sad. So sad.
Too late.
But we'll get through it, AU. We'll get through it, AU family. All right. Marcus, are you ready?
Turn me up, Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to give out the award that everybody loves, but the person that gets it, they hate it.
Give it up for the Water Boy Award.
Gatorade.
H2O.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks.
Go ahead, Marcus, and give the Water Boy Award to one of your favorite people.
Bayou Princess, Angel Reese. I ain't gonna even, you already cried and said the media be diving on you. I just don't understand though. Like, what if you're a trash talker? You talk trash, Angel. You're known for talking trash. You're known for the tunt, pointing at your finger. Why are you upset when people give it back to you? Now, the death threats and everything that you're talking about on the other end, I feel like that's too far. Let me go ahead and clarify that.
That is too far.
The tunts and stuff, like, come on, Angel. You should know that come with the territory. Like, you telling everybody, watch your mouth every game. I'm just saying, like, no disrespect. Like, the death threats and stuff wasn't a problem until you lost. Like, We didn't know about that until y'all took a L. Like you should have told us about that when you were winning. We would have been told them folk leave you alone. Like, we with the community. So, you can't just be doing that at the last minute when you take a L. Now we all like, who did this? And you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But you got your girl Phaedra and rubbing your tears on television and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just take your L, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you supposed to. Like you've been talking smack all year. You knew once you took your L that they were gonna do that to you. You didn't have to get up there and cry. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna just be quiet and take your lump, take your lump. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand that situation. Can you help me understand what's your thoughts on that, Nick?
Listen, I don't have any thoughts on that. I was watching it just like everybody else. Like, huh?
I was confused, bro. I was
I
really confused. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like whoever sending her death threats, y'all fire, brother.
They
Don't do
filed for
that.
that.
Like,
They
you
are
know what
filed
I'm
for
saying?
that. It's
Y'all
a
lame for that,
game.
bro.
It's a
Like, you know what I'm
game. Come
saying?
on, man.
It's a sport, bro. She doing this, you know what I'm saying? Provide for her family. But all I'm saying is that the opportunity that you went out to say that, you should have told us about that beforehand. Like, 'cause that in the aftermath of that situation, it just seems like you're looking for something, and and I feel like knowing the person that you are and the baller that you are, you should have been able to just sit up there and congratulate them, take it, crack jokes, and or whatever y'all did, just take your lick. You didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? Just take your lick, man. They took their lick last year,
Hmm. Hmm.
so just take your lick, man.
I agree. I agree with that.
Go ahead and pour out some juice, man. She needs some juice.
Yeah, man. I didn't. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say sore loser. I'm not gonna say that. But
Nah, because I understand the aspect of having everything on your shoulder. You feeling like you got the weight of the world. But all I'm saying is, every game you got a sound bite of you talking trash to an opposing player.
hmm. Hmm.
Every game you telling them to step their game up, or you shut their mouth, or look at the scoreboard or something. Like, you got to know, like, you
Or
know what I'm
waving
saying.
bye to them when they file
You
out.
know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the school bully finally get beat up and then want to go cry to the teacher. You been
Whoa,
beating us up all year.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you been beating us up all year. Now finally when you get a dose of your own medicine, you know what I'm saying? You want to go tell. Them hands
Whoa,
been hurt.
whoa, 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 whoa there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. It's two. It's whoa, 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 whoa
That's
now.
all I'm saying.
Whoa, whoa. Well, we hope everything works out for them. And this is not a stab at Angel Reese. This is just a stab at
Huh.
LSU. This what I'm about to say is a stab at LSU. A lot of people don't like LSU. They don't like LSU as a school. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. They don't. A lot of people don't like the fans. They feel like the fans are dirty. They feel like the fans are vile. They feel like the fans are rude. But you can say that about any fan base in college football. You can say that about Auburn. You can say that about Alabama. You can say that about,
Say every SEC
Florida. You can
fan
say that
base.
about every SEC school. But what I have noticed is a lot of people have a very, very deep vitriol type anger against LSU fans. And I'll be like, whoa. Some of y'all did it, y'all. They don't like y'all. They do not like y'all. But it is what it is, man. But it's all sports, man. It's a lot of passion in the sport, but we rock with it because we here for it as well. Marcus, man, that's the end of the game, man. Marcus, what you gotta say to the people before we get up out of here, boss man?
Man, great game, my co-host. Shout out my co-host, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know how we do it week by week, man. We doing shout out. So shout out the home team, man.
Yeah.
RP my grandma. Rest in peace, Grandma Maud. Um, Shout out to everybody who I usually shout out, man. You know what I'm saying? We here every Wednesday. We're gonna keep being here, and you gotta love it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man. Shout out to the home team, 33446 Tuskegee, Macon County. Man, we shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the University of South. Shout out to the University of South Alabama for giving me my degree, man. And man, shout out to DC at Auburnatics. Shout out to
My
Tight.
guy.
Shout out to Tight at Tight Sports, man.
My other guy.
Shout out to B Sharp and all the guys over at the Sharpshooters Podcast. Man.
One of the realest.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all those guys, man. Shout out to Bubba and the old man as well, man. Shout out to Bubba and the old man.
Indeed. My guys.
Hey, man. So we appreciate y'all so much, man.
No Diddy.
Wow. Okay. Hey, man. Shout out to my wife. Shout out to my mom. I love y'all so much, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me.
Indeed.
Man, we appreciate y'all so much, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast. You know, you have no idea how much fun we have doing this every week. Coming in, just sitting out, giving our perspective on sports. We thank y'all. We thank the ones that listen. We thank the ones that watch us. And we thank the ones that comment. We just ask this one thing. Just share the video. Help us grow. We're trying to get more subscribers. So help us grow. Help us get better. If there's anything that you like, you want to see us do, let us know. But we thank y'all so much. And as always, man, before we get up out of here, man, Mark, anything else you got to say before we do that?
Y'all have a blessed week, bro.
As always, man, y'all have a good one. Not better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. One love.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Water Cooler Talk. Make sure to follow us on our socials on Instagram and TikTok at Water Cooler Talk and on YouTube at The Coolest Pod 23. Also, make sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast player so that you never miss an episode.